Alrighty guys, so today is going to be simple. Just going to do an oil change on the Evo. I'm about to go get some oil. Oil I'm going to use is AMSOIL. I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. First time we'll be doing the oil change with the new splitter on, so that should be fun. Let's go get some oil, show you where to get it. Alright, so I got my oil. The one I'm going to use is AMSOIL. The reason why I use AMSOIL is this is actually my second time ever using this. I used to use Valvoline or Valvoline, but I went to this because one of our local Evo guys suggested I try it out. They do have different types at AMSOIL. There's a racing AMSOIL, and then there's this one and the cheaper one. I went with this one because I do not race the Evo. I don't take it to the track. It's pretty much my daily. Everyone who used it, they used to tell me that, oh, you're gonna feel really big power difference. The car is much torquier, you know, it responds better. I wasn't a believer of this until I tried it myself, and I will tell you that it's true. Right after I put the oil in the engine, I took it for a spin, and the car felt much different in a good way. So I'm just gonna stick with AMSOIL from now on. It's much more responsive, it just sounds better, the engine sounds better. If you guys haven't tried this yet, find your local dealer, see if you can order it. Go ahead and order the AMSOIL. Filter can just be your regular filter from your dealership. Doesn't have to be one from AMSOIL. I just ended up getting one just because. Yeah guys, give it a try and let's get to the oil change. Okay, so for the oil change, you're not really gonna need this. It's just to help you out, take the filter off, but you'll need the 17 socket and the thing for the socket, the wrench or whatever. And then yeah, let's get to it. So you want to take off the bolt in the back. Be careful because the oil may be hot. Just give it a couple twists and then just go by finger. Take it off with your hands, you know, do a twist and let it go. There's high pressure oil. Bam, and just let it drain out completely here before you take off your filter. Yeah, so we're gonna let it drain. While it's draining and you have the filter and that bolt off, you want to take off the lid where you're going to pour your oil. I gotta use pliers because it's on real tight, and just let it sit like this so it can air out and help the oil drain from the bottom. So after the oil is drained and it's just barely dripping, turn the pan sideways to where it can still drip from the bolt, but you can undo the filter, and the oil that's in the filter will still go in the pan. Mine's gonna be a little bit difficult because I have this new APR splitter on, and it's covering the filter here. So I will have to, well, luckily somebody already made a hole for the filter before me. So if you have an APR splitter on, make a hole where the filter is so you can access it, because this thing is a pain in the ass to take off. Trust me,
it's a pain in the ass to put on. It was a big pain in the ass, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do to this car. But for now, let's take the filter off. So I did put actually this piece on here. You can get it at your local AutoZone or O'Reilly's, whatever. It just grabs onto the filter and helps you twist it off. You can't twist your filter back on with this. It's only to take it off. All right, so once you get a first twist on the filter, a good one, you can then proceed to do it by hand once it's easy enough to spin. So I'm going to take the filter off by hand right now. Make sure the oil is going to go in the pan, not on your concrete. Oh. So keep going. Don't be afraid to get dirty. Alright, so let the oil now completely drip from the engine, drain, and then wipe it down with a paper towel or something, and then you can put the filter back on and then the bolt back on. So I mentioned that the splitter was one of the biggest pain in the ass things I've ever done. But the thing that beats it is definitely the ETS Down Pipe. I took the down pipe right here. I took off the OEM and put the ETS recirc down pipe on. There's barely any room, absolutely zero room to get in there. It sucked. I cut my arms, took me actually a couple days because of the frustrations that I went through, but it was worth it in the end. I do love the way it sounds, and it's absolutely amazing. Hey, there's Timmy. Look at that, Timmy. Yeah. So yeah, so if you guys want to see the video of a down pipe, I'll try to find an Evo with a stock one and see if he wants to put one on. I'll help him out and make a video for it. Now that it's almost done, I'm just gonna wipe this off real quick, get the excess oil out of here. Yep, from here, and everything that's dripping in here. Get that off. Put the bolt back on. Just with your finger for now, or with your hand. Not with your finger, that sounds weird. And then you can tighten it again with the socket wrench. Again, size was a size 17. It doesn't have to be super tight, just to where it's not going to leak. And then that's about it from there. So for the filter, I did use the AMSOIL filter, but you can just use the regular one from your dealership. Absolutely zero difference. And then what I like to do is just put some oil in the filter, stupid cat, before starting. So add some oil in there, and then just put some oil over the O-ring here. Alright, so there is a hole in this splitter, just so you can take the filters off and on. So you can, the filter you can just hand tighten as hard as you can. Make sure it's not gonna leak. It's pretty easy. Just with your hand, you don't need to tighten it super hard. So yeah, so the hole, make sure you cut it off or cut it out when you're putting the splitter on. It's actually gonna be easier if you do it while it's on the ground rather than when it's on the car. Very helpful. You will have to take the entire front plastics, front guards underneath the car off. Alright, so we're done here. Now it's time to put the oil in. For the funnel, if you're cheapskates like me, you can make one from a bottle. Make sure you clean it off actually. For my car, it uses about 4.5 quarts of oil. Again, that's AMSOIL. I'm sure you guys can buy it online or at a local AMSOIL store only. By the way, shout out to Force Performance. I use their account to buy it for cheaper. But yeah, this is pure happiness right here. Clean. Again, I don't use the racing oil because I don't race the Evo. This is the mid-grade that they have. Works great, and like I said, does make a big difference on the power. You feel it, even though I never believed in it, but you do feel it, I promise. So I have 4 quarts in. I'll usually take the car off the ramps and I'll put it on the ground so it's straight. I'll take it for a spin for just a little bit so I can get the oil. Hey, look, another one. So I can get the oil running through the engine, and then I'll come and I'll let it sit. I'll let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll check the oil level, and then we'll just go from there. Alright, so after you go for a drive for a couple minutes, you want to make sure you check your oil level, come back, let the car sit for like 5 minutes, take the dipstick out, clean it, and then check it once it's dry. Alright, so we are pretty good. We're at a good level. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Just to be safe. I'm gonna top it off, but if you're in the middle, you're okay. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content. This was a very easy oil change. Hope it was useful.